Why do some homes look effortlessly beautiful and some look... Today I'm going to share with you my 5 tiny secrets that I use to make sure that our home looks and feels on point. But before we begin, my name is Jumoke Win. I'm a first-gen homemaker, mommy to 2 little winners, and on this channel we show you how to create a luxury home one intentional decision at a time. And if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, we'd love to have you here. Make sure you join the winning fam and let's get into it. So the first habit that I have is that I just simply have less stuff. Now, it's partly because I be on a budget, right? And I don't believe in just getting into debt willy-nilly because the Bible says that a borrower is slave to the lender. That's one thing. But also, just having less things in general makes things more manageable. I think when you have too many things, especially more things than your space can hold, you definitely start to feel overwhelmed. Your space starts to look chaotic. Everything doesn't have a place and it just doesn't look good. So even though one home may have the same, even though you have 2 homes that may have the same items, because one home probably just has just too much things, it looks too cluttered, it does not feel as beautiful, as intentional, and as cohesive as another space that has the same item but just less stuff that surrounds it. Number 2 is to give everything a home. Yes, I understand that organization, it does take some initial investment up front of finances, of planning. I understand that it's not everyone's skill, but it's a skill that you can learn. And the best thing about organization and once you give everything a home is once you have a system, mwah, that's it. You don't have to think about it ever again, right? So it is an investment, but think about it as an investment for your future. Think about it as an investment to build a beautiful home that you enjoy, that you open up a cabinet, you open up a closet, just even in your space in general, there's not a whole bunch of random knickknacks and just stuff everywhere that you never found a home for. So instead of things having a temporary or a relative home, you just want to make sure that you have organizational systems and you give everything a home. And that will definitely make your home feel a lot more cohesive, a lot more peaceful. Number 3 is to have a home design brand. Now, I have a whole series about branding your home that I will link somewhere. So I talk about having a visual brand for your home, having a design identity. And this is important because if you're someone who you don't have a plan when it comes to your space, you don't have a vision, and you just bring anything into your space, whether that's decor, whether that's just stuff, and you're not thinking ahead of, hey, is this going to serve and support my brand vision? You have to think about that first before you buy stuff and you bring it into your home. So, for example, if I'm going to buy something, it doesn't even have to be furniture, it's just something that is going to take up enough visual space in my home. I have to be intentional about the colors, the style, the design choice. Something as simple as my daughter has a little table that I bought from Facebook Marketplace. It's gray and it's wooden, but I bought that instead of buying something plastic and something that had loud colors simply because this is going to take up a lot of visual space in the house. Like it's a table, right? It's a kid's table and 2 kids' chairs that's going to be in the main area. Even when it comes to her kitchen, she has a little Montessori like kitchen, corner kitchen in the dining room. That is a huge piece of, just visually, it's a huge piece. So I had to make sure that the color looked cohesive with the rest of the home. I made sure that it was a beige. I know I'm giving beige mom vibes, right? But I could not just have this like colorful thing in the main area because that would not give our eyes room to rest and it would not allow the entire home to feel cohesive. So whenever you bring something into your home, especially if it's a big item that has a lot of visual weight, you really have to think, does this support my home branding vision? Does this support the design identity that I have? And if you don't know how to do that, make sure that you do check out the playlist and hopefully you'll find some tips in there that will help you. Okay, number 4 is an evening reset. This is important because a lot of people, they tend to be reactive versus proactive when it comes to not just their space but their life in general. But I think this is just a philosophy that kind of extends past our environment. But you can't be reactive when it comes to life. You can't just allow life to happen to you and you're just reacting to it. You have to be proactive for the type of life that you want to live. So when it comes to your space, you need to have set times or a set routine that you are getting on top of things. You don't want things to pile up to the point that things are so cluttered, things are so messy, things are so disorganized. You have just everything is everywhere, and then you're overwhelmed, and now you're snapping on your kids, you're snapping on your husband because you're in such a bad mood because the anxiety is just bubbling over. We don't want to do that, okay? So every evening, what I do is that I have an evening reset. And an evening reset, you really have to just kind of put a timer on and just clean and tidy the main areas. We're not even deep cleaning. That's the thing. Like, we don't have to deep clean every single day, but you do have to have some time that you are putting aside to just tidy up. Especially for me, I have two kids. I have a toddler and an infant. So their toys are always all over the place at the end of the day. Now, I am trying to teach, especially my daughter, to put things away, and I'm trying to be on top of her, but she's only two, right? She's only two. I try to get on top of her when I can, or help her to get on top of things and help her to put things away during the day. So I do actually reset the home multiple times a day. I try not to do it too much times because I know that, she's still a kid, she has to play. And also, that's just too burdensome for me that every time that she picks something up and she puts it on the floor and I have to go, it's too much, right? So, really, minimum 3 times a day is when I would tidy up. But at the end of the day, I pick up all the toys, put them away. And again, everything has a home. So, each toy that she has a place. I'm not the type of mom that just lets my kids have full access to all their toys. That's why a lot of people, they come into our home and they're like, wow, it doesn't even look like children live here. Which I don't know if that's like a compliment, but it's like I just cannot do it. I cannot just here's a whole toy box, do whatever you want. And yes, I have to kind of be on top of rotating her toys, but I would rather rotate her toys, have a little, we practice the Montessori method loosely, and each toy has its own basket so that she can take out the toys. And also, it's easier for her to learn to put things away because each basket has a certain toy. So, whether that's her language toys or kitchen stuff or whatever she got going on, she doesn't have that many toys to pick from. I limit the amount of toys that she has, and weekly on Sundays, that's when I reset her toys. So I have all her toys right now, and I thank God that I did that. I did this recently, but I organized her toys in her closet. And her closet, she can't get to it either. Okay. So I organized all her toys based on arts and crafts, language and numbers, electronics. I'm trying to think puzzles, building stuff. So I organize all of her toys. And when it's time to put them away, I just put them away. And then I take out a new toy from that category. And then I put it in her Montessori bins. And that's how we have been doing it. Instead of, again, especially the toys that have too many pieces to it, again, I do not give her all of the pieces at one time. I give her as much as I can handle because I know if this has all these flashcards and this has building blocks and all of her kitchen stuff and her food stuff, it's too many pieces, right? So I don't give her all the pieces of all her toys at one time. I give her enough that she can have an experience. And, I give 20 index cards, right? That may be like flashcards or something that she wants to learn language in. That's it. 20 is the limit. And then you can get 20 the next week, but not 100 at one time. Even puzzles, one puzzle at a time. That's it. So again, these are just tiny habits, but even when you have kids, you cannot just allow your kids to just rule the house. Like, no, God put you in charge of your children. You have to be the one to teach them these skills, these organizational skills, and not just have them just do mess everywhere. So that's what I do, tidy up the toys, and then I take maybe a Lysol wipe, or sometimes it depends, a Lysol wipe, or I just get a little bucket. I put a little bit of Lysol, put some water, put my gloves on, put a cloth, a cleaning cloth, and I just wipe down all the surfaces. And then it depends. I don't vacuum every single day. Sometimes, like if my daughter especially was really messy during, meal times. I might vacuum, but that's about it, really. That's about it. Just wipe and then I load the dishwasher. And all of that together, I promise you, it takes about 15 minutes. 15, maybe at most. If I want to vacuum, at most, probably 20 minutes, but that's at most. 15 minutes is kind of like my little hack. And again, when you really put that into perspective, 15 minutes to set you up for the next day, because I don't know about you, but when I wake up and I go into the living room, the kitchen, the dining room area, and I just see a mess, it doesn't set me up for the day. Like now I have to clean up after myself. And it's like I could have done that last night. And something I said online is don't assume that future you wants to clean up your mess. Hello, do this for future you, because future you is gonna look at you like, dang, why didn't you just what you left this for me? You left this for me? You just passed the hot potato to future you. And the future you is passing hot potatoes. No, let's not do that. Okay. Like let's set her up right. Okay. Let's set her up right. All right. Okay, and the last hack that I have, or last tip, last small micro habit that keeps my space looking beautiful is that you have to make cleaning fun. So, what do I mean by that? Okay, because some of us, I know like cleaning might seem like a chore, but if you can engineer cleaning and keeping your space beautiful in a way that is appealing, I believe that you are more likely to do it. And again, you guys know I am such a big proponent of engineering your space to support the you that you are becoming. Maybe it's because, I got a bachelor's in computer engineering. I don't know. Maybe because I'm an engineer. I don't know. But the way that I think is that you got to engineer your space to support the person that you want to become. So if you want to be that type of person that has a beautiful space, because it's not just about having a beautiful space, it's about becoming the type of person that has that space. And the person that has that space is organized and is clean, right? Because a beautiful space is usually messy. It's usually, I mean, not messy, excuse me. It's usually clean, organized, and cohesive. So, how can you manufacture your space so that you become a person who naturally has a clean space? Hopefully that makes sense. So, some things that you can do are get cleaning gadgets. Like, y'all, I invested into a steamer because I'm like, child, these carpets. We have carpets, we have kids. I have an upholstery cleaner, but I've been feeling like it's not enough. I have a steamer now. I just bought this like window sucker, window sucker thing that I'm not just gonna use it to squeegee the mirrors and stuff, but I'm also gonna use it when it comes to sucking up the water from spaces. Like let's say if I just want to make the whole place suddy and wet, but I don't want to take maybe a rag or something. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can, squeeze. I'm just thinking about different things of how I can change the way that I clean so that it's more satisfying, right? I'm like, oh, like what if I had like a type of toy? Like you gotta think about these gadgets like toys, right? Toys for homemakers, right? It's like, okay, well, I'll get this toy and see what it does, and maybe it'll make this experience more fun. I also have an electric brush. So instead of me just scrubbing something manually, I'm like, okay, well, I have an electric brush that has an extendable handle and it has different heads. So that's what I use to clean the bathrooms and to clean the kitchen. So it's fun, right? It beeps, beep, beep, you know what I'm saying? Like it spins. So that's an idea. You can also consider decanting your cleaning products and your laundry products. I know laundry for some people is like so if you don't want to do laundry constantly, but you have to, then try to decant. Maybe try to decant your laundry into a dispenser or into nice acrylic bins with a wooden top, right? Just something that kind of looks inviting. So you go into your laundry room like, wow, this is so pretty. Let me see what this does. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there you go. And then you start doing laundry. You see? Or you can try to, something I want to do, something I'm thinking about doing is decanting the carpet odor powder into a nice like little wooden acrylic, those little boxes. I'm going to put it on the screen. Something like that, putting my Lysol into a nice bottle, decant into a nice bottle, Maybe have like a little cleaning caddy or maybe a basket instead of a cleaning caddy. You know, start to just think of different ways that would elevate the experience so that you, again, naturally become that type of person. So, those are all my tips, my tiny tips to having a beautiful home. These are the habits that I incorporate. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. And I'm Jumoke Win. See you guys later. Bye.